Everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another sale. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself, yeah.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Just as we were getting ready for air, both teams coming out of their locker rooms, out of the tunnel, and this crowd is pumped up as their Redskins get set to match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Watch a slant, watch a slant, watch a slant.
A first carry now for Thompson. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let him know.
Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Third down. Here's Haskins. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Fielded at the 20. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Lions will take over. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 40.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. 53 from Mike.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And that's complete to Jesse James. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
32. Hey, echo. Hey, you got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Here we go, D. Hey,
Stafford. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And what a return as he brings us one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Henry. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Shoot.
They'll run with Peterson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Here we go.
On 2nd and goal, Haskins flush to his right. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal.
Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Hustle. Hey, we're going Mike 40, Mike 40. Hey, keep it up.
On 3rd and goal, Haskins under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Devon Kennard. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. So now on 4th down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. This is a 26-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
To throw again. Stafford. Complete outright to Kurz. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Check 53's mine. I'm here all day.
3rd and 2, Stafford. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Defense, keep it up, guys. On 53. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno. Check 13. Check 13. Check. 80 weapons.
So they get the INT. Now here's Keenum. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
1st down.
Set. 180. Drill right. 22. Hey. Monday. Hey. I-7.
From the 50, Stafford. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Say. Hatch it. 32.
Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
53, Mike. Pick it up. Pick it up. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, give me radar. Mike, 53. Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. This will be caught at about the 6. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Squeeze, double. Hey, 54. Check 53's Mike. Check 53's Mike. Hey.
Johnson on the counter. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Come on. Easy alert. 51. Hey, red. 51. So we got man. Check. Alert. Check.
They'll run it with Johnson. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football? It says finish on it, because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
At their own 23-yard line.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Haskins to throw it. Going up top. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashaan Melvin. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
After the interception, here's Stafford. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, there's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Hey, box drop. Watch 84, watch 84. Look at him.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Hey, let's go. Hey, Alpha. You better bring it. Right here, guys. Fight. 22. It's a party now. It's going to happen.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. To the right and complete to Galladay. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10.
51-21. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. 51's the mic. 51's the mic. Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6. Zero. Mike 51. Mike 51.
Throwing again is Stafford. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Sponge.
First play of the drive is a run with Thompson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Haskins, and Reed with it over the middle. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Down the loop. Check 24. Check 24.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it first and 10 at their own 23.
Rerun! 57's a Mike. 57's a Mike. Here we go, here we go. Mike's 57. 57's Mike. Push him back. Push him back.
Operating from the gun, Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 at the 31-yard line.
Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
I'm here all day. 51, Mike. Mike, hey, Zoo.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down. The Lions on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Stafford. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
safety creep.
They try to fire up the run game with Adrian Peterson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 27-yard line.
Ready. 70 ending. 43. All day, dog.
Shotgun handoff to Thompson. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, let's go. Calm the all right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there.
And the blitz does come. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, wide open. Complete. Touchdown, Washington. Trey Quinn, 71 yards. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. It was Jonathan Bostic there on the stop. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road in just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Stafford now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's James. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Here we go.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. The first down carry here for Johnson. Johnson with a burst, a first down and more. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Taking it in from the 20. And the Lions have got it back to a one-score game. Prater for the extra point. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10.
13. Lions 10. Sandler set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Buddy up. 40. Check my 40. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
They go play action now. Haskins. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the third quarter. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
3 down, 3 down. Check 26, check 26. Check 9, check 9.
Now Haskins on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A huge play there for Washington. 42 yards. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
They give it to Peterson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. A 4-yard touchdown run. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. A 1-yard run on 1st down, another yard that gets them into the end zone on 2nd down. Maybe not much for the yards per carry average, but hey, 6 points.
Yeah, bottom line is it doesn't matter there. You've got to find a way to wedge it into the end zone. Yards per carry, that's out the window. How do you score? And on the 2nd down, they had something going. They got a yard before. They thought they could do it again, and they got it done.
At their own 25-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hey, Red! 35 to Mike. Hey, orbit. Mike 35. Easy.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
Hey.
Operating from the gun, Stafford. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. And when you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
The Lions on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now it's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. A good pickup there at 22.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Stafford now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Johnson. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At their 49-yard line.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
53, ready. 53, hey, wahoo.
Back to throw, Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The Lions on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey, Delta. I'm trying to collect. Let's go. Double right. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. You can't block me. 53. Ready. Watch safety creeping.
From the gun, Stafford. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Check 50. Mike 51.
Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Got to figure now after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Again, Peterson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Right. 40's Mike right there. 40's Mike. Rabbit.
3rd down, it's Adrian Peterson. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Here's Tressway now, standing right on his own 5-yard line.
The Lions take over.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 24-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Watch twins. 22. Check the backer. Look at him.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Landon Collins. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
That's it. Big hit.
So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 2nd down now, it's Peterson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Hand off to Thompson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. On the return, here's Agnew. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 17-yard line.
Set. 280. 50 seconds. Come on. Watch the slants. Watch the slants. 0. Hey, turn it up.
On 1st down, Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Golladay, 63 yards. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this will be recovered by the Redskins, and that should just about do it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
So hail to the Redskins as they get the victory here. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Redskins as we say so long from FedEx Field.
Big numbers, 100 minute